Hello again. It's been a little while since I filmed anything, but I'm back and I hope you will enjoy this project. I'm going to paint this cute big turkey for Thanksgiving, of course. That's what's coming up. And he's amazing, just as he is, but you know I never leave anything just as it is. So this is going to be, I don't know what I'm going to do, except first I'm going to put primer all over him. And I'm not sure if I'll do a base coat or just leave the primer and then add all the colors I want to add. But he's really cute. And I've already counted his little feathers. And thank goodness it's an odd number. So I can do black and white, whatever I want to do. It's a uneven number, odd number, so it'll start and begin with the same color, which to me balance. It's always balance, like in the Karate Kid. Do you remember Mr. whatever his name was? Anyway, the wonderful man that helped the Karate Kid. Anyway, Miyagi, is that his name, Mr. Miyagi? I have one of these brains. And I know sometimes you think, oh dear, she's losing her mind. Well, no, it's been with me my whole life. I start to try to think of a name or whatever, a movie star in a particular movie. I can see their face, but I cannot say their name until maybe 10 seconds, a half an hour later, boom, it pops into my head. So, yeah, Mr. Miyagi. He's the one who said, balance is the key, and it is, folks, in every way. Religious, political, balance, folks. Okay. All right, I'm going to go now and get this prepared, and then when I come back, we'll be ready to start painting and having fun. It's good to be back. See you in a bit. Now he's all primed with the Kilz primer. I just paint him all white. I mean, with the primer, it makes him all white. Once I get anything that I want to paint a solid color, solid white, solid black, or whatever, then I can start figuring out what I want to do. Before that, I just look, I don't know, but I'll figure something out. So I have to let this dry. And when this dries, we'll come back and start painting the fun part. And in the meantime, while that turkey's drying, I'm going to take this red satin fabric, and I need a little table cover, like a little tablecloth, for my Christmas upstairs in my living room. And it's a little round table, and I've got this cute little gingerbread girl that stands on it, but I need to cover the table. So I had this fabric back in my scraps, and I'm going to make it into a circle and put trim on it, hem it, and all that stuff. And I'll let you see that when I'm finished, because I sew too. I just made 8 pillow covers for my sofas. I have 2 sofas that each have 4 big 26-inch pillows that go. And I've had that sofa for, I don't know, upwards of 20 years. And I had this big seat cushions recovered last year, but I never did the back cushions. So I did 8 of them in a couple of days with cording around each one. And so I can do quite a few things when I put my mind to it. So I'll let you see this little tablecloth when I'm done. While I'm waiting on the primer to dry, I put some ribbon trim on this little satin. I cut it into a circle and added 2 different little ribbon trims. And it's simple, but it'll be cute on that little table with the gingerbread girl on it. So I'll take a picture and put it at the end of this project. The primer's dry, and I have found a picture of a turkey that I'm going to sort of, not really, not totally, because it's a whole different way this turkey's made, but sort of some of those colors. And I've gone through all my paints and pulled out the colors I think I'll need. And what I'm going to start with his tail. And his feathers from here to here are an odd number, so I can start with black and end with black, and it'll be black and white all the way across. And the same thing with this row of feathers here too. This is the second row. So I'm going to start. I was going to show you something else. I was doing a YouTube, or taking a lesson from a YouTube video on how to paint flowers, and the woman who was giving the class showed me, or talked about her Masterson. It's a way to, it's like a palette, but it's a palette that keeps your paints moist, and then if you're done for a few hours and you want to go away, you just put the lid on here, this is the lid that I just had in my hand. Put the lid on it, and it keeps your paints nice and wet. There's a piece of paper, there's a sponge underneath it, and I'll wet all this down the way they said to do it, and I've already used it several times. You can see all the different colors, but this is a great way when I'm going to be using lots of different colors kind of at the same time. So that's that. And now I'm going to start. I need to get some of my paint out on this palette, and I'll be back, and then we'll start painting some of his feathers. I've got some white and some black paint on my palette here, and I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start with the black. Don't know why, just because I want to. And the bottom part is going to be black. And this is very rough. I'm not sure what this material is that this turkey's made of, but I know they put this stuff in a mold and pull the mold off, and some of it's even, some of it's not even, so you know, I just have to go with however it is. It's not perfect, but I'm not about totally being perfect on this stuff. And there's a wide ledge in between here that I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to paint that gold because I love gold. Alright, so now we've got that little one done. Then we skip one and we go to the next. It's November, I don't know what it is, 14th or so, somewhere in there. Let's see, maybe it's I don't know what day it is. I never know what day it is unless I have my calendar in front of me. But it's the middle of November. I know that. I know y'all think I'm crazy and that I don't have a brain half the time, and I guess I don't. But you know, I have fun, right? That's all that matters. You gotta find something that makes you happy in your life and then do it, or think of something that you want to do that you've never done and do it. I mean, that's this, with this painting, I had never done anything like this in my life until I turned 70 years old. And I just started painting, and I just honestly can't stop. And I've had to teach myself everything I do along the way. The only class I ever took was on YouTube about how to paint how to do a flower, and that's it. And that was just a few months ago. And I've been painting. 77, started at 70, been painting 7 or so years, maybe going on 8. Now you see, and I'm not sure how these bottom ones are going to work out, but all of these are going to be black and white all the way across. But what I'm saying is, get up off your, especially you old folks, get up off your butts in front of the TV and find something to do. And maybe you already have something to do. Maybe it's just walking, hiking. I jumped out of an airplane on my 70th birthday. People still can't believe I did that. But that was the most fabulous thing I've ever done in my life. I wish I could do it every day, but it's expensive. So you see how this is going? It's going to be all the way across the black and white. And I have to tell you, this will get aired sometime. This month, I'm about to go to the mountain for a football party where Auburn's going to play Georgia. And everyone there is going to be for Georgia. I'll be the lone war eagle. But you know what? That's how it is in my life with living in Georgia and being an Auburn fan. I'm always the lone war eagle. And you know, I love Georgia. I pull for Georgia every game they play, except when they play Auburn. Now this year I know it's quite, I'm not sure who has a chance of winning the SEC, but I think it's Georgia more than Auburn. Because Auburn's got to still beat Alabama. They have to beat Georgia and Alabama, but they're in the side with LSU, and I think LSU's going to win everything. And they beat Alabama. I'm sorry, Anna, if you watch this, but I was so happy. You know how it is. You know how you feel about Alabama. Well, that's how I feel about Auburn. And I just was so happy when LSU beat them last weekend. But I'm going to a football party on the weekend, and then next week I'm flying to New Jersey to be with my daughter Kimmy Schwimmy, as I call her. That's her stage name, or what do you call it? That's how she's known among the children of the world that she sings to. She's called Kimmy Schwimmy, so that's what I call her. I love her music, even though it's for children. I love it so much. I play it in my car. It's my happy music. Anyhow, I'm going up there to New Jersey. Excuse me. And I'm going to see my first great-grandchild. Josh, my grandson Josh, and his wife Chelsea have a new baby. They call him JW. And I'm going to see him for the first time. So he's my first great-grandchild. Yep. I really am 77. Anyway, and we're after I see my great-grandbaby, we're going to get on a little 6-seater private plane, and we're flying to Delaware to Kim's boyfriend's parents' beach house on the ocean in Delaware for Thanksgiving. It'll be the first time in my life that I haven't been in my own home, making my own food, and having my own family for Thanksgiving. So I just had to tell them all, you know what, find something else to do, because Nana's not cooking this year. And I'm so excited. I get to fly this little plane. I can't jump out of it, but I'm going to get to fly in it, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, I'm having to turn this turkey around where you can't see it to paint the rest of it, but you get the drift. It's going to be black and white all the way around. There's little tail feathers on the front and the back, and then some of it's going to be different. I'm going to paint, there's a pumpkin here, and there's some ears of corn down here. There's, I can't tell, I think there's an apple, there's some pears, there's another pumpkin, there's a bunch of grapes with grape leaves, and all of that I'm going to paint realistic. But the rest of this is going to be whimsy. And I'm hopefully, it won't be used this Thanksgiving because I'm not going to be here. But I will have it out next Thanksgiving for sure, because it's going to be beautiful. All right, I'm going to pause. I got all the black and white done on the tail, and so I decided to go ahead and do the black and white. I'm going to do little royal squares around the bottom, and I had to measure all around, and it was 27 inches, which is an uneven amount. And remember, for a circle we need an even. So I decided to do 1/2 inch little rural squares, which means if you multiply 27 by 2, it's 54, which makes it even. So I have an even number where it ends up black and white, black and white, black and white, all the way around. It's math, folks. It's not rocket science. But I do have to measure, and actually on the tail, well, it honestly won't matter, but it wasn't an odd amount at one point, which caused me a little problem, but only I will notice. Only I will notice, and as I always say, it's not fatal. Well, what I didn't finish telling with my Auburn, my football stuff. Last Saturday, I actually checked off a bucket list for me. You know, when you're my age, you start thinking about that. And I have not been to an Auburn home game in Auburn on their home field since I was 15 years old. Now that's a long time ago. You do the math. I don't even want to. What's 15 from 77? It's a long time ago. Anyway, my brother Michael, who lives in Montgomery, Alabama, was here, I don't know, some months ago, and I told him how that was a bucket list for me. And he said, well, I'm going to get you tickets to a game. So we decided on the Ole Miss game, which was November the 2nd. And I drove to Montgomery and spent the night in a hotel there close to Michael. He doesn't have room for me to stay with him. So I stayed in the hotel. It was really nice. The Doubletree, Hilton Doubletree, there in Montgomery. I stayed there for 2 nights. So I went on Friday night, and he took me out to dinner with a friend of his. And then Saturday morning, he picked me up early. We went on a little tour of Montgomery because I hadn't been there in so long, and took me all around, showed me the country club where he works, and the Montgomery Country Club. It was so nice. I got to meet all the people there that he works with. And then we went and had lunch, and then drove to Auburn. And I have a first cousin who lives in Auburn, and he literally has not missed an Auburn home game since he was 15 years old. And he's in his 60s. So that is a lot of games he's been to. So we went to the Auburn game, and they won, and I got to see the War Eagle fly over the stadium. That was one of the things that was on my bucket list, was to see that eagle fly. Because I have a War Eagle puppet that I keep in my lap when I watch the games on TV. And every time Auburn scores, I sing the fight song, the War Eagle fight song, and drive everybody crazy. But that's what I do. And believe it or not, I took my War Eagle puppet with me to the game, and they let me in with it, and I got to hold it in my lap like I always do, and hold him up and let him fly when they score and sing the fight song. And what was so amazing was I thought I was the only one on the earth that knew the words to the War Eagle fight song. But no, the whole stadium sings it. It was so cool. I've just never been so happy in a long time. It was so great. And so I thank Michael, my brother, for making that little dream come true for me. And it was awesome. Awesome town, awesome field, awesome team. And we'll see how they do Saturday. They've got a true freshman quarterback, so you just never know how these new ones are gonna be. But honestly, I'll be happy either way because I love Georgia too. I have two favorite teams, and that's Georgia and Auburn. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to paint now.
Every year in November, my mother likes to make a huge Thanksgiving feast. She spends 3 days cooking, and when Thursday rolls around, she has 27 separate dishes at least. She starts with turkey and ham, mashed potatoes, candied yams, cranberry sauce with and without rings, green bean casserole, homemade dinner rolls, those little olives with the things in the holes. Oh my gosh, you should see everything. She has some stuffing and steamed rutabagas, and there's some squash. Somebody save us. The corn and carrots are coming out next. Peas and string beans, pumpkin soup and terrines, honey and cornbread. Now she's just being mean. I think I'm starting to feel the effects. Oh please, Mom, could you stop feeding us so much? Oh yeah, I'm so full already, I think I've lost my sense of touch. And that can't be good, but did she listen? Oh no. Cocktail wieners, crackers and salami, oh my goodness, please stop, Mommy. Then came sausage, oysters and salmon. And here's a bowl of wild rice and a Waldorf salad. Well, that looks nice. Boy, you'd think she's feeding a famine. Then she had beef brisket tacos and some chili. Now this is just getting plain silly. Everyone gets applesauce and a pork chop. For dessert she had pie, both pecan and pumpkin. Her grasshopper pie, man, that's something. And pineapple dessert with whipped cream on the top. Well, several hours later, she's finally all done. My mother's cooking skills really are the best. The meal lasts late into the night, and as I take my very last bite, she says, okay, who's ready for breakfast? Oh no, she has sourdough pancakes, hash browns and bacon, scrambled eggs, sizzling steak and waffles, and a big bowl of grilled fruit. She has Abel skeevers, man, you wouldn't believe her. What? No, Abel skeevers. It's like this spherical Danish pancake stuffed with jelly, and you have to make them in these special pans that you can only get from Williams-Sonoma. No, I know. And you only use the pan once a year, but it costs like $70 or something. It's really weird.
Gobble, gobble, strut, strut, shake your feathers, shake your butt. Turkey time's here today, so celebrate in every way. Yeah, I was born and raised in the countryside. Why you wanna eat me? Ben Franklin says I'm America's pride, so why you wanna eat me? Well, the pilgrims came and sealed my fate when they shot me down. Put me on a plate, wouldn't you rather have a steak? Why you wanna eat me? Yeah, I said gobble, gobble, strut, strut, shake your feathers, shake your butt. Turkey time's here today, so celebrate in every way. That being said, don't you cut off my head, cause without it I'd be dead and you'd be fat instead. Born and raised in the countryside, why you wanna eat me? Ben Franklin says I'm America's pride, so why you wanna eat me? Well, the pilgrims came and they sealed my fate when they shot me down. Put me on a plate, wouldn't you rather have a steak? Why you wanna eat me? So when you go to the store for them taters and fixins', remember my motto, it's cheaper choosing chicken. Cause bigger's always better, well, at least from what I've heard. Tip for all you healthy eaters, ostrich is a bird. Yes, I said gobble, gobble, strut, strut, shake your feathers, shake your butt. Turkey time's here today, so celebrate in every way. Oh, I fall asleep and stay awake, alert and perky. Just say no to tryptophan and pass that tofurkey. Yeah, I was born and raised in the countryside. Why you wanna eat me? Ben Franklin says I'm America's pride, so why you wanna eat me? Well, the pilgrims came and they sealed my fate when they shot me down. Put me on a plate, and wouldn't you rather have a steak? Why you wanna eat me? Think about Black Friday when you need all your pep. Yep, if you're still burping turkey hash, you'll lose that extra step. Join me in the celebration, make that joyous switch. Woo! Love your family, free your bird, and grab a pulled pork sandwich.